Dave Hogshead here for Practical Shorin-ryu. So this is the last kind of episode, if you will, in this series, looking at using the target mitt for solo training practice of bunkai applications for Fukyugata itch. Again, this is the first form in Matsubashi Shorin-ryu. It's a kata used in a variety of Shorin-ryu systems. It has very basic techniques that all systems have, so this can be applicable to everyone in a variety of karate systems. So this last set of techniques is at the very end of the kata, where it's basically after that big spinning low block, which in the previous video I talked about as a type of throw. Then we have a step high punch, off to the side, low block, step high punch. So here I'm looking at a very basic technique, basic application, where someone is thrown in a loopy punch, or things have gotten out of control, you're not sure what's happening, so you're going to throw your hands up or throw one hand up, grab, you're going to step in, punch. The next following low block is basically clearing that limb to get it off to the side. It twists the enemy up so you have their side or back. Step in, punch the side of the head or the back of the head, and back away. Very basic tactic, but very effective. Also thinking about how you are in close, you're dealing with things that may have gotten out of control. You're controlling limbs, you're striking, you're moving limbs out of the way, repositioning the enemy, striking, and getting out. So let's look at this particular drill using the target mitt. So again, we'll kind of set it up in terms of the kata. So in this, you have basically the last reverse punch. Then you've got a low block. That was the throw I talked about earlier. From here, we've got step punch, low block, step punch, and you're done. Now, there are other applications that I have here. If you look at some of my other videos, I talk about someone who's coming in to try to grab your lapel or choke you. You check their hands, you're grabbing the back of the head, grabbing their chin, stepping, twisting the neck. It's that action, right? You're twisting their neck, doing a neck crank. Their body is probably going to twist out of it, in which case you keep those shoulders turning, grab the opposite shoulder, and pull them to the ground. If they don't go down, you can step punch. But in terms of using the target mitts, there's no real striking there. Yeah? So instead, I'm thinking here of a very basic application. You're actually stepping, punching, right? That's what the kata is doing. So the very literal interpretation of this segment is that you're punching, right? So you got a step punch, low block, step punch. So what can often happen is either you are in the fray and things start happening and you're just kind of covering, but you want to stay there covering. So you're going to step in, get those hands out. Like a lot of kata start right with hands coming up, or in the middle of a kata, hands might be coming up. It's a basic flinch response. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to imagine a technique is coming in, or things have gotten out of control. The hands are up. You've caught a limb. You know what's happening, right? So you're going to wrap that limb up, and you're just going to step punch. Right? Now from here, you're kind of still on you're on each other's center line, which is not a good place to be. You want to be off your enemy's center line, and while you keep him on your center line, right? So one way to do that is to reposition yourself in relation to your enemy, and that's what the kata shows us a lot. That's why you have all those angles where you're moving to an angle. It's not that you're addressing an attack from this side. No, it's you're getting to that side of your enemy, right? So you're repositioning yourself in relation to the enemy. In this case, we're going to be repositioning the enemy in relation to you. So those are two ways that you can get yourself into an advantageous position. Either reposition yourself or reposition the enemy. So we're going to use that low block as a way to move that limb and move their body so that they are now, you are off their center line, and you've kept them on your center line so you can continue striking. So the technique has come in, you're going to check it, grab that technique, that arm, pull it in, strike multiple times. If they drop in a heat, wonderful, run. If not, that other hand is probably coming. You're still, because you're kind of toe to toe with the guy. You don't want that, right? So you're going to strike a few times, then you're going to take this limb that's here and you're going to move it. Now they've twisted, right? Now you've got their side, possibly even their back. Step in and punch, as the kata says. Step in, strike the back of the head. You can grab the head, pull them into a knee, throw them. There are a variety of things you can do. But just for the sake of the kata, we're going to do the check, strike, move that limb, twist their body, strike, and away. Let's do that using the target mitt. Now your first strike in this particular sequence is with the right hand. So we're going to be putting the mitt on the left hand so you can strike it. Again, one flaw with this particular type of training is that your other hand is being used as a target. You're not necessarily using it in proper hikate as you would in the kata, but that just forces you to continue to cognitively vision what it is you're doing. And I think that can be a beneficial training that helps supplement and reinforce your understanding of your techniques. All right, so the technique comes in. You're going to throw those hands up. You've got a hold of it. You're going to pull it down as you step in and strike, but just quickly do that to remind yourself, but you got to set that up as your target. So here, strike. Move that limb off to the side. There's your low block. Move the limb. Now you're going to step in and strike. In this case, you've got your mitt on. So you can do a palm heel to the back of their head, right? Move this other hand up. That'll be simulating their head. But also what you can be thinking about here is as you move that arm down, you could be reaching up, grabbing their side of the head or their face, because they should be twisted at this point. They should be facing that direction. Grab that face, pull in to the back of the head. So now you've got those strikes, yeah? So let's just go again slowly. You've checked, step in, you're punching, move that limb down, grab their face or their head, and then step in, palm heel strike to the back of the head, and then you're away. Now why might you palm heel strike there? Now most people don't go around strengthening their fists with punches. Certain karateka do. They're punching, sacks of rice and makawara and all these things. Wonderful. They've got, troll-like knuckles and they can hit the back of the head. Okay. A lot of folks don't. So the skull has been designed to protect the brain. So if you were to hit that skull, particularly the back here, hit the base of the skull, it's very possible you're going to do damage to your own hand. But a palm heel can be a very effective strike to the back of the head and less likely of damaging your own hand. Now some would say strengthen your hand. I get it. But most people don't have those types of abilities to hit the skull. So if you're hitting, or there's a chance of hitting the skull, palm heel is a very good alternative. So in my view, you should train both good striking, good punching, but also good palm heel. And there's an instance of where you might use the palm heel. All right, so again, technique comes in, pull that arm down, strike, move the limb to the side, step in, palm heel, and away. And then you would just work the other side, right? So you got the other side. The technique comes in. You're going to check it, step in, hit the head, move the arm off to the side, step in, palm heel, and away. Right? Again, check, strike the head, move the arm, palm heel, and away. So work that to both sides. So there it is. That's the whole series, looking at some key bunkai sections from Fukyugata Ich, the first main kata in Matsubashi created by Soshin Nagamine. Looking at how you can train these particular bunkai applications using a target mitt in solo training in the instance where you can't have partner training, or if you don't have a heavy bag where you can use the heavy bag to get that impact training. Also, for dojos that are opening up in some states and regions of the world, you're able to train in a dojo, but you still have to maintain physical distancing. thus no partner training. So you can use these types of drills to supplement your kata and kihon training, supplement shadow boxing training, in order to get a little bit of impact training in there. Another nice thing that I love about using the target mitts in solo training is that you get a really good sense quickly at how powerful your techniques are in close range. Sometimes we might be fudging it a bit on the heavy bag. We might be further away than we might normally would be. That's where I think working with a belt or some other apparatus tied to the heavy bag can get you to be a little bit closer to work on those techniques, to work on your power. But this can give you some good quick feedback to let you know if your strikes, close range strikes, are powerful or not. If not, work on that. Keep working these close range techniques. Also, there are many other types of solo training drill material out there using the target mitts. As I mentioned, Ian Abernathy has some videos, but also Lee Morrison of Urban Combatives. He has a series of amazing techniques for solo training exercises, drills, using 1 and 2 pads to work strikes, elbows, knees, headbutts. Wonderful material. So avail yourself of those things. Well, I hope this has been helpful. I hope you enjoyed this series, and continue to do your solo training and be creative and inventive in how you supplement your martial arts training.